Hello, my darling. Welcome or welcome back, Cellulite and Love Tarot, or Hillary for short. I hope that you are feeling fantastic today. Happy What's Good Wednesday. I'm excited to do a reading to see what good things are coming in for you. We'll see if this smudge will stop smoking for me. It's on its last little bits, and it's fiery. It's fiery. It's wanting to stay lit. Okay. Oh my goodness. Excuse me. My eyelashes are bothering me, so we'll see how much that's gonna affect the reading. Probably not at all, but let's jump into it. I'm excited to see what good things are coming in for you. So let's get into it. I think I'm going to start off with the Sacred Symbols Oracle, and then I will clarify each Sacred Symbol Oracle with my Moonology Oracle deck. You can't see it. It's right here. You see a little bit of it. And then we'll get into tarot. Okay? All right. Let's jump in. All right. Spirit, my higher self, my darling's higher self, thank you so much for using me as a channel to guide and instruct. I ask for the most clear and concise messages, information, feelings, and sensations to flow through me for the betterment of my darling and for the highest good of everyone involved. Thanks so much, Spirit. And thank you. Thank you for being here. I love you. I appreciate you. I need you. I adore you. All of that. It's so true. I can't even express how thankful I am for you. So thank you for always sharing your stories, for being willing to connect with me and share your energy. It means the world. Okay, Spirit, tell me about kind of an overview shot of what's going on in my darling's life, the good things happening within them, around them, to them, and from them. What's going on? What goodness is happening for my darling? Ooh, relief and healer. Relief, healer. Look at this. You might have had some breakthrough recently with some sort of... I'm feeling like Atlas dropping the world for a moment. Like, does that make any sense? But I just feel like you've had this realization recently that maybe really trying to press for something has been a heavy burden on your mind, body, and spirit. You might have noticed a lot of health problems. Could be mental health problems too. Doesn't have to be physical health. It could be physical health. You might have noticed that around a specific situation. And I feel like something is happening or something has happened where there is a moment of clarity where you feel relief about sort of releasing the attachment to this idea. And in that detachment, it's almost like you feel light as a feather. Light as a feather. Okay, what else is going on? If you've been sick, I feel like there's some healing going on there. Affluence. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we've got shift. Yes, there's a shift in your energy, okay? Now, normally with shifts, it can get worse before it gets better, you know? Nature spirits. This one keeps coming out. Nature spirits are really prevalent. Divinity. Psychic. At the bottom, you have affluence and power. Who are you? And courage. Okay. Whoever I'm reading for today, there's been some sort of storyline or attachment to an identity, a situation, person, friend. It could just be a circumstance, where you live, who you're around. There could be whatever attachment this is. It can be, relational or tangible or not, But there's been an attachment, okay, that you are working through. You're shifting out of this attachment. You're growing. You're evolving past it. I'm thinking about, like, this is like, what do they call it, a dryad, a tree spirit, but just growing, expanding your branches, spreading your roots deep, right? And you, in that shift are getting more in touch with your psychic abilities possibly, or just your connection to the divine individually. Not feeling like you need something outside of you tangibly to feel as whole and complete as you are, finding that within you, right? I feel like this is leading you to want to start some sort of venture here where you maybe speak about your experience, or you decide to maybe you decide to read tarot or do something like that, do Reiki, do some sort of healing, something to positively help the world and people in it who are feeling as lost as you maybe have felt for some time, wanting to share your knowledge. And I feel like if this is something that you've already started, then I feel like you are really stepping into a place of power, right? You're being courageous no matter what you're facing. You're facing any insecurities that you've dealt with. And because of that, because of your strength, because of your shift and your determination to just be one and whole with the divine and stand in that power, I feel like you are gaining heavy, like you're being very, I know that's affluence, but I'm getting influential. If you have a channel, maybe you're about to get a lot of, traction on your channel. Maybe the way you do certain things is a little different than what normal people do. Other spiritual healers. Not that there's any competition, but I just feel like, if the way that you go about it is not, the regular way that other readers do things on YouTube or whatever, it's like you stepping into that and showcasing that, and not in a way that's trying to make you feel superior or anything, it's just like, this is how it works for me and this is what feels good for me, and maybe I can help people in this way. I love this energy. Okay, I'm not going to clarify every single one of these cards with the Moonology, but I do want to see what's going on. Okay. Tell me about this relief happening in my darling's life. What nature spirits are around them, guiding them to do what? How are they influencing my darling right now? What's going on with their psychic expansion? And who are they influencing? What affluence do they have? Where is their power reaching to? And tell me about their courage. What is going on here for this goodness in my darling's life? It hasn't been easy. There's Stormy on the bottom over there. It hasn't been easy at all. Surrender to the divine. The divine is within you, and that's what I'm really getting, is that like you're surrendering your feeling of lack of power. Okay, you maybe have felt like you don't have what it takes. 12:22 on the clock. You don't have the capabilities to be as healing or influential as other people. You feel like that other people have things that you don't. Okay? I feel like you've played it small for a while, and I feel like you are stepping into this place of surrendering to your own divinity, okay? Oh, my little screen just like kind of froze. We'll see what's going on with this. Please don't mess up. Okay, we're good. Okay, so I'm getting a very similar story to what happened to me whenever I first started reading tarot on YouTube. I started my channel originally, I believe, in 2022. That seems right. Yes. Around May of 2022, I think. And I did it for a few months, and I was so timid about feeling like I wasn't experienced enough. I hadn't learned enough about tarot. I barely discovered tarot like the previous year, So I felt very much like I was not adequate enough to do what I felt called to do. Okay, so I took a break for months. Something came up, I forget what happened, and I think I got sick or something, and I took a break, and I had a hard time getting myself to get back to posting, because I just felt so like, man, maybe this isn't my calling. Maybe this is just ego. I'm not ready for this, right? And then in August of 2023 was when I started posting again. And I decided in that moment, I had this moment of clarity that was like, okay, first of all, with my beliefs and, the law of assumption and, the helpful teachings of Neville Goddard, I feel very empowered. I feel like I am the operant power of my reality, which means that the same soul within me is one and whole with what other people would perceive as an external God, God, Jesus, whatever you want to call it. I feel like that is me. It's part of me. It's part of you. It's part of everyone, right? Nothing special, just everyone. So if that's true, then why would I need some superficial, limited thinking time frame to have known something? And then I remembered a Bible verse. I forget which Bible verse it is because my brain has blocked a lot of my Christian upbringing. But there was a Bible verse that always stuck out to me. And it was essentially that, like, the Lord could speak through an ass, through a donkey, if the Lord wanted to, Like, nothing's going to stop God from speaking what needs to be spoken. And so who am I to think that I am a vessel incapable of communicating what the divine wants to communicate? So I had to step into surrendering to my own divinity and saying, you know what? I'm more than prepared, because what wants to be spoken will be spoken. What needs to be heard will be heard. Like, it's bigger than just my human capacity, right? Okay, look at the bigger picture. Exactly. Full moon in Sagittarius. No, we're doing another full moon in Capricorn. That's right, not Sagittarius. But this epiphany could have happened around the full moon in Sagittarius, which would have been in, was that May? I believe that's May. So maybe something significant happened around May of 2024. Doesn't have to be. Maybe just the energy of the full moon in Sagittarius is important, but you're very close to achieving your goal. Yeah, I feel like you are just stepping into a place of realizing it's so much bigger than arbitrary, hold on just a second. Okay, I apologize. I forgot to give my children a warning that I was going to start recording, and so anytime I don't do that, they naturally wander up. It's sweet because they like their mama. They like to be around me, so it's sweet. Look at the bigger picture. It's bigger than just your tangible time frame of knowledge or what you think that you're prepared for or not. It's so much bigger than that. In the grand scheme of things, being a beginner is necessary for everyone, right? There's some sort of surrender to this, right? Lowering the pride and just being like, you know what? All I have to do is keep learning, keep going, keep putting myself out there, and then I will achieve my goals. I love it. Okay, let's see. Let's get into tarot. Spirit, what is this goodness? Tell me more about this goodness coming in for my darling. What's my darling's energy right now? And what is that energy then bringing in on a goodness level? Look at this, overcoming obstacles, Cancer. We're in Cancer season right now. The Chariot and the Hanged Man, Pisces energy, reframing hardships, reframing, what it's going to take to achieve your goals. Seeing the bigger picture. Your energy right now is just like, so what if it's hard? Oh, my camera's like lagging again. Okay, so what if it's hard? So what? What does that matter? Does it really matter? Or is it just normal? Is it practice? Can I view struggle as practice rather than obstacles? I really like that. Yeah, I feel like you're very empowered right now. You're very much like, you know what? I'm going to do something different. I'm going to do something different. I'm going to be different. I'm going to be someone new. I love it. I love that energy. You're not stopping yourself. I'm my biggest competition, right? The only reason I could stop is if I make myself not feel good enough. It's not anyone else. It's not anyone else. It's me. Okay. So you're very empowered. You're being someone new. What is the goodness coming in for my darling right now? The Wheel of Fortune. We have all major arcanas, y'all. All major arcanas. So a shift in fate, it feels like for you. I feel like you're changing your life on a fundamental level. Maybe you are changing your current belief systems. You're getting out of a long repetitive cycle in your life. And you're like, okay, I've learned what I need to learn. I can utilize magic and energy in my favor. I can become empowered. I'm shifting things. There's that shift energy. I'm shifting things. I'm surrendering. This is divine timing. I'm surrendering. Also the hangman, surrender. I'm surrendering to divine timing. I just know that if I stay on my path, if I do the right thing, if I follow what is good for my soul, right? And not, the soul is very calm, right? So if you get up in your mind and you're frantic and you're anxious, that's an ego story, right? That's an ego path that you're walking in that moment. And I feel like you're really getting quite acquainted with choosing a very surrendering, calm, okay with whatever, pathway right now. You're just like, I'm going to follow my soul. If I'm in a situation that doesn't feel good, that causes anxiety, I'm going to follow my soul. The calm version of that story that I'm experiencing is that I'm not in a place that I'm supposed to be right now. So what do I need to go? Where do I need to go to, find peace, to create peace? I love it. Okay, what's the blockage to this Wheel of Fortune? You can't really block the Wheel of Fortune, I'll be honest. You can't really do that. Doesn't really work that way. 8 of Cups. So again, I'm getting this attachment energy, right? That I was talking about at the beginning. So maybe it feels hard to believe that you're actually moving forward, right? Because you still have an affinity, an attachment to something that you really desired. You have a lot of pure emotions for this situation. You have a lot of memories tied to it. It's something that has been with you your whole life. Okay, if it's not a person, then it's just like a way of being. You have an entire storyline built on something that has built an emotional foundation, right? And so maybe what feels like you're having a hard time moving forward is just the fact that you have a storyline that you still very much identify with, right? So luckily you're doing the hard stuff. You're walking away from this belief system, this identity within yourself. You are doing it, but it just feels hard because you are constantly reminded by your 3D tangible of a storyline that was so prevalent and felt so real for so long, part of who you think you are. So moving forward is like, how can I become someone new? How can I change things, when this is just the reality of who I've been or what life has been for me? How can I move forward? Okay, that makes sense. What happened in the past to influence this change for my darling? Page of Pentacles, the Devil. I feel like you put yourself out there in some way and you were greeted in a way that made you feel like enslaved to the situation. Enslaved to your emotions, enslaved to this, like, there was just something that's like, oh, this is toxic. This is bad. This isn't good for me. If you didn't put yourself out there, then I feel like you got an offer from someone that was definitely, or from something. You were given some sort of opportunity that was less than what you were deserving of, but the way this person communicated or the way that they treated you would have communicated an energy of like you're undeserving of anything more. And so because of that, that's when you're like, okay, I have the storyline of like, I'm not deserving of feeling worthy, or I'm not deserving of good things, or I'm not deserving of, adequate time and investment, something like that. Capricorn energy with the Devil. This could have happened at the full moon in Capricorn, which was at the time that I'm recording this a little over a week ago. So, yeah, interesting. I feel like you rejected this, though. I feel like it set you free with the 8 of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. Like you released yourself from the situation. You saw it for what it was. You saw through the illusion. Like I really just feel like for a split second there was just this like ego crumbling of like, wow, maybe I really am not as empowered as I thought I was. Maybe I'm really not in tune with the divine. Maybe I'm really not in touch with my psychic abilities or something like. And I feel like you had to work through that moment, and just say, unfortunately, spiritual warfare can look like people who don't want you to realize your power. And maybe on a spiritual level, that's what was happening. It's like you put yourself out there, or someone offers you something just to fuck with your head, you know, just to try to get back at you. Like, very toxic. Okay. Yeah. Okay. What does Darling expect from this 9 of Cups? Look at this. Going from the 8 of Cups being your blockage into complete emotional freedom, wish fulfillment. You're just like, I'm free. I'm free from my past. Okay? I know it's hard because I'm going to have to revise this story for a long time. I'm going to have to revise my truth for a long time, but I'm free. I am who I create myself to be. I am the creator of my life. I am the operant power of my reality. Things can only affect me if I allow them to affect me. I can block things off. I can be most empowered in my emotional stability, and I can see the good in myself. I can see what I'm worth, and I can trust that detours or anyone around me that makes me feel like I am not worthy or good enough is just not meant for my path in a positive way. I can make it positive because I can use it as a practicing tool to become stronger and more self-assured. Absolutely. What a great way to twist someone's malicious intent. I hope that that's what you're doing. No matter what anyone does or how anyone makes you feel, it's up to you to accept or reject that. You saying, you know what? No longer do I need specific situations to make me feel certain ways. Rather, I'm going to choose that no matter what my situation, no matter what my circumstances, I will feel empowered. So, am I trying to bring in specific people, specific jobs, specific circumstances, specific friend groups, specific amounts of acceptance in my life? Or am I going to detach from what that looks like and the faces attached to that and the names attached to that? Am I going to just say, you know what, I'm worthy of peace? No matter what that looks like, I'm open to whatever peace looks like for me. Who that brings into my life, who that removes from my life, I'm open to it now. No longer am I pushing for things that made me feel unworthy to turn around and make me feel worthy. What a false attachment to worthiness that is. That's what you're trying to release right now. It's so good. I'm so proud of you. This might be, you might not, I feel like this should be confirmation for you. You know, if anything, if it rings true to you, you're like, oh yeah, that is what's actually going on. Maybe this is going on a deeper soul level, a subconscious level, and this is just a confirmation that brings it into your conscious awareness. Like, hell yeah, that's what I'm doing. Yeah, I deserve peace. I deserve to feel worthy no matter what. I deserve to face my circumstances with empowerment rather than feeling enslaved to them and how they make me feel. I love that. Okay, what does Darling not expect from this situation? Ace of Pentacles, 3 of Cups, and the Emperor. Wow. Complete empowerment. There's your unity with the divine, feeling in control. There's Aquarius, the star at the bottom, Knight of Wands, 7 of Wands, 5 of Wands. Okay. Couple stories. So first of all, you could definitely be getting a new support system around you, tangibly. A new pathway. Sorry, this is reverse. A new pathway is being given to you. Like I said, you might be getting acknowledgement. You might be heavily influencing people. You're standing in your power. You're shifting your energy. You're getting that wholeness with the divine and thus being rewarded, right? In regards to community, companionship, reunion, your friend group, who's supporting you, who's there for you emotionally, who has your back, right? So that could be changing. You might be getting a new group of soul family, you know? You might be getting acquainted with new spirit guides, maybe out in nature, okay? There's something here where you're feeling more connected. With the 3 of Cups, I'm getting mind, body, soul. So yeah, it could be physical people, it could be a mental relationship with yourself, a spiritual relationship with yourself, and then your spiritual connections to the divine, to your spirit guides, all of that, right? This is going to put you into a place of power, of knowing your worth, of knowing that you get to conquer whatever you want. Aries energy with the Emperor there. Okay, this is very healing for you. And it makes you excited. It makes you feel confident. It makes you not want to back down from everything that you have overcome in your life. You're like, this is my hill to die on. This is my hill to die on. I don't care what anyone else has to say about it anymore. I don't care. I don't care. This is my hill to die on. I am who I am. I love who I am. I'm confident. No one can knock me off of that. Now, your second story is that maybe the situation that you were dealing with before, okay, the common theme between the Emperor and the Devil here is control. So, the other story is that if this is not new connections coming in, you might be given a some sort of recognition from someone from your past who maybe had a lot of power over you. You could have, viewed them as a very important person in your life, someone that you held up on a pedestal. Could be divine masculine energy, does not have to be. That's just going to be for some people. This is someone that you really surrendered your power to this person for a while. And I feel like now, after you're overcoming this, after you're walking away, after you're standing in your own power, ta-da, oh, wow, you know what? You really are amazing. You really are worth something. Look at you. Okay? It could be healing, but it could also just be like, how could you even say that to me after everything that you put me through? The star is hope and healing. It's a wish fulfillment, but it's after the tower. I say it every time, I know, but the tower, not actually the greatest energy. It's for the highest good of the situation. It's a crumbling of a faulty structure. So if you've had stability built in another person and their acceptance or their, if you've been tied to your well-being to another person, another circumstance, that's a faulty structure that has to crumble, right? But I feel like in this situation, you're just like, look, you almost destroyed me, right? And if I had believed just a smidgen more of my worthiness based on how you treated me, it would have completely deteriorated who I was. You destroyed me. You almost destroyed me. And I had to pick myself up. With, vulnerable, unclothed here, completely vulnerable, alone, isolated, praying for a change, praying for something. I had to pull myself out of the depths of what feels like hell to recover from you. Who do you think you are to come tell me that? I don't need your approval anymore. I don't need that, okay? Like, your affection for me is on convenience. It's only when it's convenient for you, right? I don't need your, oh, now I'm convenient for you to appreciate. Now it's convenient for you to like me. Now it's convenient for you to value me because you see that I see my worth. It's almost like, it's very defensive. It's good though. You're standing your ground. You're like, I don't need your approval anymore. I don't need your approval anymore. 5 of Swords and the Queen of Swords and the Tower. I don't need your approval. I don't need your affection. It's only when it's convenient for you, and I deserve better than that. You almost destroyed me. Why are you even saying anything? I don't need you. I don't need you. I don't need you. So 2 stories, maybe both of them are true. I hope both of them are true. Actually, I really just hope the first one is true because, gosh, it's a whole thing to have to go through. Someone dead set on spiritually eroding you. It's just a joy, isn't it? What fell? The Knight of Wands fell on the floor. You're just like, I'm done. I'm done with only being conveniently, desirable. Desirable when it's convenient. Okay. What's coming up ahead for Darling that Darling needs to be aware of with this shift in their life, their self-empowerment, changing this karmic cycle, unleashing them, moving forward, 2 of Wands. Moving forward, you're just like, I've learned what I needed to learn here. Okay, I know everything about where I am right now, and now it's time to move forward. I couldn't possibly learn any more lessons here. It's time for me to move. You might be physically trying to move. You might be relocating to a different state, different country, something like that, out of town. You just are trying to get out of your current environment, It's really good. It doesn't have to be a physical move, though. It's just, the wands are spirit, so you could just spiritually be like, I've learned my spiritual lesson. Now it's time to go forward and not look back. Like, it's time to not look back. Okay, I love that. Let's see, how does darling feel about this situation? 3, okay. 6 of Cups, 7 of Cups, 6 of Wands, got double sixes there. Okay. You know what? I feel like you're so proud of yourself, okay? So proud of yourself because this past situation, this past storyline, this past belief system, this emotional attachment you had was something that you held on to and you thought about all the time. It plagued your mind and it kept your energy in a state of confusion. You are so proud of yourself because you decided, you know what? Why am I continuing to stand for a foggy, cloudy situation? Like, this is just, the lack of clarity here is not what I need, right? The lack of clarity is not what I need. So I feel like you're very proud of yourself because you pulled yourself out of that fog, out of that mental fog, that emotional fog. You said no more. Maybe, sometimes the 7 of Cups is the 7 deadly sins because we get emotionally tied to them, right? 7 deadly sins. So I feel like you could be realizing that, like, hey, this nostalgic feeling of like connection to this identity, this person, this circumstance, it was my 7 deadly sins. Going through the 7 deadly sins and like, check, felt that there, felt that there, felt that there with the devil. You're just like, this thing was bad. This was bad for me. And do you know how strong of a spiritual warrior it takes to overcome your attachment and addiction to the 7 deadly sins in a circumstance that feels like it's right for you? I'm so proud of you. I'm so glad that you're proud of you. You're getting recognition, influence. Maybe you're trying to share your story. I support you. I hope you share your story. Okay, how are others feeling about this situation for darling as they're moving forward and releasing their attachments? 10 of Swords reversed. Look at you. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's a new life. And I'm feeling good. You went from being a victim to being empowered, okay? You're just like, you know what I'm getting? Okay, this is really interesting. You know the people who lay on a bed of nails? It's funny because when the 10 of Swords upright is there, it's 10 swords stabbing him in the back. But I feel like you are doing like, you could be considering acupressure. Maybe you have like one of those Shakti mats or something. Acupressure points, laying on a bed of nails to help your body sort of release stored trauma. But I just feel like you are taking pain and you're letting it be something that empowers you, right? You're like a magic maker. I'm also visualizing someone walking on a bed of nails, right? And just the amount of people that are like, wow, people in shock and in awe of what you've overcome, okay? They view you as an overcomer, a magical overcomer, okay? A magical overcomer. Okay, what's darling greatest hopes for this situation and their goodness coming up? This releasing, this moving forward, this new horizons. Greatest hopes for my darling. 2 of Pentacles to feel more balanced soon. You know, the water's going to calm. That's right here next to this stormy card here. Releasing the storm. Look at that. Releasing the storm. This one's release. With gratitude. There's gratitude under there too. Yeah. You're just like, it'll get easier. My priorities will be something that's more balanced, something that actually makes sense, something that's not pulling me in several different directions. Yeah. It's not going to be like this forever. I've learned what I needed to learn. Okay, what's darling's greatest fears about this situation? The moon. The moon. Can you clarify that? 8 of Wands. The moon, 8 of Wands. I feel like you're actually a little bit afraid of your intuition. It's, okay. So I'm getting like, You're scary psychic, actually. And maybe that scares you a little bit. Because you're like, I don't want to get a big head about it, right? I also don't want to be involved in situations where maybe everyone around me requires me to read their mind for clarity. Like, yes, I can pick up on energy. I can tell when someone's energy has shifted. I can pick that up. I know things intuitively, but I'm a person deserving of partnership and community and circumstances to be clear without me having to delve into the spiritual realm to figure it out. I know I'm scary psychic, okay? I know that. That's terrifying, because what if now I'm meant to live a life where I have to read between the lines instead of just having healthy communication with others or with life? Yeah. It makes sense. You're like, am I going to be married to someone, Four of Wands, Two of Cups? I just saw the Four of Wands a second ago. Am I going to have to choose someone where I have to read their mind? Like, I just want someone who doesn't make me have to read their mind, right? Who can just be upfront the way that I'm upfront. It makes sense. I don't blame you. Yeah. Okay. You're right. You do deserve healthy communication, So don't settle for anything other than that. Yeah. If someone requires you to do your spiritual job to connect with them, like, that's so warped. Like, that just shows how disconnected they are from their own spirit. Yeah. Okay. What's the outcome here for my darling? Tell me what is the potential outcome? Where is this leading to? Page of Wands, limitless potential. Five of Wands. I feel like you're excited. Playful even. Knight of Wands. Seven of Wands. Talk about spiritual work. Knight of Pentacles. The Magician. And Strength on bottom. Four of Wands. Judgment and High Priestess. Okay. I do feel like you will be, obviously when you step into this level of empowerment, okay, that does attract people who are lacking that level of security, which could be past people, it could be unhealed people who feel like being around you makes them feel better about themselves, okay? So I do feel like there's a situation coming up where you are going to have to decipher, what is actually potential and what is actually just attention for convenience, right? Clout, even with the Knight of Wands there. You're going to have to use your judgment, your spiritual judgment, to set boundaries. Like I said, this is your hill to die on, right? I would take your time to really figure out your energy with manifesting, okay? You want someone who's actually consistent, steady, who shows up, not Knight of Wands energy, okay? Not Knight of Wands energy. You deserve circumstances that are stable, even if it's slow building, okay? So I feel like that's what's coming up, is you're having to use your discernment to manifest something stable rather than just temporary attention from people who now think it's convenient to have you in their life, okay? This is so that, oh my gosh, Strength, the Four of Wands. I just pulled out the Ten of Cups. Yeah, it's like you have to resist creating the same foundation that you had in your past with the Four of Wands and Judgment. This is like a former level of stability, what you believed partnership was, what you believed unity was, what you felt like connection was. This is you having to stand empowered to know that you actually deserve something better than what you dealt with before, okay? And this is all like, again, psychically drawing this in, like knowing your worth with the High Priestess. Focus on your ultimate fulfillment here with the Ten of Cups. Yeah. I feel like you're already doing that. Like, I don't feel like you'll ever go back to being the person that you were who accepted, feeling enslaved to something that wasn't good for them. I don't think that's who you are anymore. Okay, Spirit, how do you want to close this out? Healing, energy, oracles. Okay. All right. What healing energy oracles does my darling need as they are stepping into this time of empowerment, scary psychic abilities, influence? Okay. Trust. I trust life and my strengths. Each moment guides me to the light. Everything on my path is placed there for my growth. Yes, we did get that inner strength. Goodness gracious. You gonna focus? I don't know. Nothing moves me from my path to the light because I have complete confidence in myself. I realize my innate qualities and abilities and know that with God I can do anything. All the power I need is within me. Freedom through faith. I calm my thoughts and rise above fear. I free myself of all doubt by entrusting my doubts to God. I have faith in God's perfect timing and placement. I trust His will and find freedom. The calm. I breathe, live, and grow the light within me. I do one thing at a time and focus on the present moment. I cast off my doubts. All fear dissipates and I find peace in my being. Listen to life. I'm attentive to the world around me. Signs and symbols guide me to success. I listen and discover the way to the eternal. All right. Lights, camera, action. Just action. My divine action incites love and harmony. I am aware of my thoughts and driven by positive forces. I listen to my heart. My desire to manifest light transforms tests into growth, challenges into opportunity, and fear into love. Need to make sure. I think that's it. Okay. I'm going to leave this there. I hope that this reading resonated. I'm super proud of you. I super love who you are and your ability to overcome. You are magnificent. And I'm just in awe. I'm just enamored with you. Okay. Tomorrow is Thoughtful Thursday. We're going to see who is thinking about you. So I hope to see you then. If not, that's okay. I hope you have a great rest of your day, a wonderful week, or a fantastic life. I love you. I love you so much. Take care and ta-ta.